Introducing your hosts from Collingwood, Ontario, Canada, Jack Edwards, and his partner from Dallas, Texas, by way of Port Arthur, Texas, Big George. Together, they are the North-South Connection.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Welcome to 5 Count. I am Jack Edwards. Down there is Big George. We are the North-South Connection, and we have a couple guests with us, and we may have more because we got a couple scheduled. But like any good wrestling cards subject to change. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a good time. We're going to recap Elimination Chamber. We're also might get into John Cena's top 5 feuds tonight. So, George, first of all, how are you? I got to ask how you're doing.
I'm living here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fine. I mean, it's just another lovely Tuesday in Dallas as usual. The gold teeth are shining. The sweater is nice. You know, feeling good like I always do. So, always kind of enjoying the big things in life. Big thing today, we got company. So my mama taught me we gotta address the company in the room. We gotta say hi. We gotta make sure everybody looks good. We got my man's Chris and my man's Chris.
Yeah.
So whichever y'all want to do,
I'll give some introductions, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, you guys know we recently had Chris Style down there. He is the co-host of the Chris and Mall podcast, Arrowhead Chief podcast. He's got a ton of podcasts, and he does a really good job at it. And a few weeks ago, he was here. We talk wrestling and football. Right. He's a wonderful guest. We're glad to have him back, Chris. Thank you for being here.
What's up, fellas? Thanks for having me on. Yeah. Let's talk about Elimination Chamber, man, and John Cena.
Exactly. And then we have Chris Simon. Chris is a 20-year veteran journalist up here in Simcoe County where we live, where it's cold as hell all the time. But Chris is the editor of Innisfil Today, and Chris is a great wrestling fan, loves wrestling, knows a lot about wrestling, and one of my good friends, Chris. And Chris has been on here before as well. So we have a couple of returning guests. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks so much for having me, guys.
No. Now we have a couple others scheduled. Country Boy, who is the host of the I Got Two Words For You podcast and the Kingdom Cast, and then Ben McCauley is a local radio host and a wrestling manager. So we'll see if they can get in. Obviously, people have lives, so we're going to get to it, ladies and gentlemen. This is kind of how we're going to go. I'm going to give. We'll start it off. Give everyone 2 or 3 minutes. I'll be a little bit liberal with the timer. I'll kind of play traffic cop. I'll be the games master. I'll be Kevin Sullivan. I'll be booking this thing. So we'll be we're gonna kick it off. Like, you get 2 minutes. I think the big thing that everybody wants to talk about is the John Cena heel turn.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just say my thing. I gotta be completely honest, and I wish Ben was here to say it, but he's not. Ben and I went to see Theo Vaughn at a casino about an hour away from us. And of course, Ben, we weren't checking social media because we did not want to know. I watched it way later after I watched the UFC. So, but Ben said in the parking lot as we're trying to get out of this thing, he's like, fantasy booking with John Cena turns heel and goes with The Rock on Cody. And I was like, well, maybe that. I think somebody's turning heel because. I mean, I think that's the way they did it, but I was, I loved it how it was done. So we're going to kick it off. George, I'm going to start with you. We're going to set the timer, 2 minutes, rapid fire. What did you think of John Cena turning heel?
We've been waiting years for this. It's been a long time coming. I'm not going to lie. John Cena's been wearing the Too Goody 2 shoes for a long time, and them motherfuckers is getting tired. So, it's time to take off the old boots and put on some new ones. I like the fact that he's, a little bit nasty with it. I want to see how nasty he gets with it because he's been such a good guy for so long. Now we have a little bit of a heel turn to kind of make it a little bit of what is he going to do now type. We haven't felt this way about John Cena ever since, certain feuds. Like, it only kind of brings out a certain type of person when, you turn heel. So hopefully we get a good spot from John Cena. We get some great matches. We get some good mic play. It's been a while since we had a heel that we've actually been interested in since Hogan like this. I mean, that's the only comparison that you can give this heel turn. Mm-hmm. It was Hogan in the 90s. And when we definitely looked at Hogan in the 90s, we were all shocked. And I think this is the equivalent of that. I think this is where it kind of bridges the gap. Because, of course, in my era and most of our era, we had Hogan. And then, of course, now they have John Cena, who they look up as this person who can't do no wrong. And so now that we have the heel turn, that kind of makes him his own version of the NWO, I guess. He won't be that. I guarantee it won't be that. And I think if they did that, that'd be crazy. But just to see where it goes, he kind of gives you that feeling that wrestling is back, and I love it. So that's what I think about the little John Cena heel turn. Let's kind of see how it kind of plays out.
All right. Yeah. So, George, I'm going to kick it up to Chris Simon. Chris, what did you think?
Honestly, I loved it. I thought it was a brilliant move. Something that I saw online today was that apparently the WWE has now trademarked the term "break-a-wish." So,
Yes.
The possibilities on what they could do with him and how he could upset his audience, I think, is just going to be fantastic. And I mean, I've kind of heard the argument the other day that whenever you have a really good baby face like Cody Rhodes, you need an amazing villain to bounce it off of, right? Like, it's Superman and Lex Luthor, and I think you're recreating that in a lot of ways with this potential feud. I don't know. I mean, I saw John Cena winning the Elimination Chamber before the heel turn as feasible, but I didn't see him winning at WrestleMania. Now I legitimately wonder whether Cody could be doomed at WrestleMania. And I love that idea. I love that idea that I don't know where it's going.
All right. Well, next up, Country Boy, thanks for joining us. We're just going around the table. It's good to have you. Good to see you smiling. Represent Kansas City, Missouri. That's all right. No worries. No worries. Chris Style, we're going to kick you off. You got 2 minutes. What did you think of that John Cena heel turn?
It was great, and it was perfect timing. For years, we've been waiting for John Cena to turn heel, but I think that they never had a baby face that they felt that could pass that torch to hold up the company where everybody could get behind. And Cody Rhodes is the exact antithesis of that, is the big baby face where everybody loves. If you go up and down the timeline, people love Cody Rhodes. You know what I'm saying? Either you love him or you hate him. And it was kind of like that with John Cena. Either you love John Cena or you hated him because of what he stood for. He was so squeaky clean that, most of us, we couldn't stand his ass. But the kids, they loved him. It's just the truth. The kids, they loved him. So this was perfect timing. And it makes sense. It's logical sense. John Cena hasn't won a match in a while, in a long while. And I just think that the whole Royal Rumble, him losing the Royal Rumble, him going in the post-match saying, me being in the main event is best for business, him putting himself in the Elimination Chamber without qualifying, like all that stuff adds up, because it's just like you could just put yourself in a match like that, bro. You ain't got to qualify. And we ain't seen him since he made that statement. And then so he goes in, wins the Royal Rumble. And it was just, it was just a perfect match. It was just a perfect ending, well, not ending, but a perfect match to this story. And I'm excited to see where this story goes for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Country Boy, you're next up. What did you think of that heel turn? Were you surprised? Was it like?
I was surprised. My thing is, I was always looking at, I'm going to be here till December as a deadline type of thing. Mm-hmm. So a whole heel turn sounded like, nah, they won't do it because it's such a limited space that you got. It got a deadline. It got an expiration date on it. So you probably wouldn't do that. But so I was totally shocked. Like I said, I wanted to call somebody, anybody. If I would have had your Canadian number, I would have called you to say, dude, did you just see? I should have called. I don't have George's number. I wanted to call somebody. Did you just see what they just did? Like for real.
It was the 90s. Like it was like there was no goddamn internet. Just
yeah. It's been a while.
Take the collect call.
It's been a while because we're all smart. We're all smart fans, so we know what's going on pretty much.
Yeah.
It's been a while since the WWE has gotten me of like Ooh, I didn't see that. Oh, okay. You got me. You got me on that one. It's been a while, but I will say more recently, it's been happening a lot more. That they got me. Like what Trips is doing right now is beautiful, and like the whole situation with The Rock. The Rock did this, and that doesn't really make sense, and that kind of makes sense, but it doesn't. And he's kind of heel. He's kind of baby face in the same promo. Like, what's going on? They wrapped it up nice and tight with a bow. It's just the only thing you cannot do. You got to follow it up with more great storytelling. They can't follow it up with John Cena wins on a schoolboy. What was that? Like, we did all that for that? Like, so they have to follow it up with some more greatness. It has to continue to be great. I honestly don't think that Cena could lose this WrestleMania, but at the same time, you don't want to say he can't lose. How can he lose? Because when Cody was facing Roman, everybody thought the first time that Roman was going to win, right? Me and John had battles about Cody and Roman, but him not winning made him look better. It made him look more capable. It made him more believable.
Yeah.
So, and John, you said this. I think you said something about R-Truth. If I could see if I could see John Cena come out and finally explain why he turned heel. Remember when Stone Cold beat Jim Ross's ass?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I could see that to really solidify that John Cena is a heel. He just beat and bloodied R-Truth.
For no reason.
I'm in 1,000% if I see something like that.
I think because somebody had said on Twitter about R-Truth, he posted, he's like, that's got to be AI. And I'm like, well, that's where you got to go. Like, I mean, and if they did it in the garden, like R-Truth came out and they leave him laying bloodied in the garden, like
that's what I'm saying. Let him win Money in the Bank. Cash it in on Cena.
And he's such a he's so attached to what Cena does that he's kind of like representing the kid that said, "Let's go, Cena," all those years, and we were over there saying Cena sucks. Like, R-Truth is that guy now. It's gonna be. I want to see that. I want to see the "Let's go, Cena" sucks chant reversed to where the men and the adults are all saying, "Let's go, Cena," and the kids are like, "Cena sucks." I want to see that type of movement right now. Well, it probably wouldn't happen, but that would be amazing.
I would hope they try to go ahead and profitize off the idea of kind of using some of the old John Cena, not necessarily cheerleaders of the business, but some of the people who kind of looked up to him and let him really prove it's a heel turn. Like, I kind of agree with you, Country. I don't want him to come out and be like, the biggest part of his heel turn was turning on Cody at Elimination Chamber. I want his next appearance to be something just a little bit bigger to follow it up. Not necessarily saying like he got to come out there and shoot somebody, but I want some excitement. I want somebody to come out there and be like, "John, not you." And
Cena's got a gun.
Cena's
got a gun.
Look, Austin did it with McMahon. That'd be perfect. We get that face done. Pull him out there, pull him in the ring, bang, something like that. Give me something that's gonna be memorable as a heel. I don't want the memorable moment to be him in the ring with The Rock and Travis Scott.
No, it won't
I swear
be.
If that's it, it's a failed attempt in my mind. Yeah, but if it's something bigger coming, which I know it is, I just don't want it to. I don't want to have to wait till WrestleMania to see it.
We have
it has to be before WrestleMania.
Yeah. Kevin Sullivan, Kevin Nash always likes to say that heat's like a hot air balloon. You got where are you now? You're at like 50 feet. You got to keep building. And they have a long road to build a lot of heat because I think people still somewhat are confused. But I think if they start, that's how you do it. You bloody the guys who are popular. And R-Truth is super beloved because his gimmick is so off the wall and funny. So we're going to go next up, like, what did everyone think originally? Chris Simon, I'm going to start with you. What else stuck out of Elimination Chamber or Raw since then? Or kick off the conversation. We'll go.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I like the women's chamber match a lot. I thought that the way that they kicked it off with Naomi getting her ass beat, I thought was fantastic. It was a real good swerve. And you knew that Liv was the red herring all along, right? Like, I mean, when they revealed the video a couple of weeks ago, I didn't really think that they were behind it. But to see Jade come out and just beat the snot out of Naomi, and Bianca couldn't do anything about it except basically pound on the glass, I thought that was an amazing moment. And it was a great way to kind of get Naomi out of there without having to have her be defeated by anybody, I guess. So I don't know. That was definitely a highlight for me. The Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn match, I thought was really well executed as well. Incredibly violent. Like, they definitely looked like they hated each other, which was great. Those were probably my two favorite matches on the card, other than the main event.
Next up, like, Cristal, what do you think? What else stood out for you? What else do you like?
I'm with Chris Simon, man. Like I said, the women's match was great. The Jade Cargill stuff, Bianca winning the match adds to the story, and it led into Monday night too. Then you got KO and Sami Zayn. They just tried to kill each other. But then the return of Randy Orton, which kind of got overshadowed with John Cena stuff. But Randy Orton returning and RKOing KO, about to punt him in his head. He gets saved. He RKO and all the security guards and stuff like that. It was good to see Randy out there, man. Him and KO, they're going to kill each other at WrestleMania for sure. So, but yeah, those were the matches that stuck out. The Tiffany and what's her name, Trish Stratus, they didn't need to be on that card. They could have saved that for Friday.
Listen, they can have Trish on any card they want to have Trish on.
They could have saved that for SmackDown. They could have saved that match for SmackDown.
Anytime, like Trish is looking fantastic. Great Canadian gal.
That match
she looking good.
Been on SmackDown.
So
that was a feel good match, man. That was for the crowd. That was hey Toronto, here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go.
Nice.
So
feel good on SmackDown.
I gotta ask George, Country. Everyone wants to hop in next. Where are they going with, like, so Seth and Punk? Like, the rumor is they do a triple threat. Where do we think we're going with that? One of you guys grab onto it and see where we're heading.
Is there a way that Roman Reigns could not be at WrestleMania?
No, absolutely not.
He has to be there, right?
Not in this company. not in this year. I feel like,
and there's really nothing for him to do. So he kind of, because I don't really like triple threat matches, but I think they all make sense. But it seems like Punk and Seth has been way more personal than what Roman and Seth and Roman and Punk have gone to. So Roman kind of feels like the odd man out, especially after the Elimination Chamber.
I could say this. Maybe you end CM Punk and Seth next Monday. Maybe you end that. After the match, Roman comes out and gets his revenge on Seth Rollins. So now we get the road to WrestleMania with those two only. And then we highlight CM Punk, because we still got to understand what this favor is. What is the favor that he has with Paul Heyman? What is this favor? That's going to play a role in, I think, the Cody Rhodes match and John Cena match somehow, some way. So we got to understand what that's going to do. So I think you end CM Punk and Seth Rollins and move on with Seth and Roman.
And see, the perspective.
I'd rather see Punk and Roman.
The perspective. Look, everybody on this spectrum is totally different from where I see it. I don't even see Roman interfering with Seth and CM Punk. I don't. That's the thing. I see him teaming up with Cody against The Rock one night. Because at the end of the day, where was Roman the last time in last WrestleMania? Him and The Rock tried to get it done. Didn't happen. So now I can see easily Cody getting jumped by Cena in the Rock, Travis Scott somewhere punching somebody
Fuck
too
that.
goddamn hard. Just goddamn. Hold on. Scratch this shit. Can we talk about the elephant in the fucking room? What the fuck is Travis Scott doing here?
He's right. He's Rodman, man.
He's the worst version of Rob. No,
At
no,
least
no.
Rob
Travis
was an
Scott.
athlete. I mean,
Look,
what's this
John made a
guy?
point. Rodman was an athlete. But the thing about Travis Scott is he's not in my mind. And I'm not saying, look, Travis Scott might play basketball on the weekends for all I goddamn know. I don't know. But he don't do anything physical for me except for stage dive. And that's not very much effort. I can stage dive. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't got it no more, fellas. I don't. And so at the end of the day, Travis Scott even being there for me is kind of the weird, odd man. Everybody has been bringing up the idea of the third man. In my opinion, the way
I
they
don't.
did it,
I don't think they'll do it.
and if you look at it like this, if the Rock and Travis Scott were already there, the third man was John Cena. Like
Yeah.
that was always a thing. The third man was John Cena, and people don't look at it like that because you kind of want to see another superstar enveloped in there. No, you don't necessarily need another superstar. You can have a 2-man power trip with a little Jimmy Hart action with Travis Scott. I mean, as long as in my mind, as long as Travis Scott ain't hitting nobody else in the fucking face,
Yeah.
we good. Because I don't need nobody else going out. Like Cody might have to miss time, and if that's the case, that's because you got an inexperienced guy in here socking the fuck out of wrestlers.
He's gonna
for no
slap
reason.
the piss out of him. Like he's
Like,
lit. The next time they're in the ring
That
together, he's
receipt-
gonna be like, "Get ready."
That
Yeah.
receipt is gonna come.
That's one of those old school receipts when they used to do the credit cards like that. That's
One
coming
of the
from
long
Dusty.
carbon copy joints.
Hey,
Yes,
Cody
that's
been
Okay. Does
Cody
Cody
leading
cash in
YNs long.
immediately, or does he hold that in his pocket for a while?
hell nah. That get back a motherfucker. Next time I see you, goddamn, look, you busted my eardrum on the first look. He hit that man so hard while his head was on the ground. I can understand if it was an accident and he was standing up and he got hit. Like
No, that was
you
definitely on
charged
purpose.
up. He kind of like it was some old school
Unless-
jumping this motherfucker type shit. Like he came out like what? Like
Unless-
like everybody seen that was bad.
Yeah.
Like if y'all look at Cena's face when he did it, I knew it was already a bad botch.
Right. Yeah.
Unless
ahead, John.
Cody said, "Lay it in." Like, don't make it. Otherwise, it'll look like shit. Unless he said, like, because Cody's old school like that, and he probably was like, "Listen, we don't want it to look like garbage. Maybe laid it in too hard, but that's the only thing I could see." But it's like he shouldn't be there. That's it's
That's
like
my
it does
sense.
That's
nothing
why I
for
don't
me.
think I don't think he's the third man.
But
Y'all
the
want a
thing is,
WrestleMania moment?
Could
he's
he
gonna
be?
have-
Could he be like a fill-in guy when Rock is not able to be there?
I got an idea. Whenever you're ready.
Go ahead.
Got an idea too.
if he say Logan,
Go
I
ahead.
think what about like if Punk's favor is Punk's the one who turns heel, Paul and Punk on Roman and joins up with those guys, and you have Roman versus Punk at Mania. Punk as a heel. Because he talked
Makes
about
sense.
he mentioned The Rock and Cody and John Cena and all that. So I think there's something in there that's gonna be, because like CM Punk selling his soul would be like, what are you talking about? You're Jesus. Like I think that might be the swerve, but I'm just throwing that out there. I just think that would be a good move because if you're gonna add somebody to that, that at least he fits in terms of a thing, and then Paulie can turn heel and Roman could be on his own, or I don't know what the fuck. Just an idea.
Because Roman is a problem. He's too big not to collide with these guys. He's too big. He's like another planet. It's like he has to be involved somehow. He has to be revolved around it or something, right?
I would say so. I just feel like it's one of them situations where Roman is a very insertable piece. He can honestly go into any feud right now and make that feud 10 times better. He can even go into Cody and Rocks. He can go into Sammy's and KOs. He can go into all that shit and just kind of make it a little bit different and make it a little bit bigger. What we've all tried to do in some way, form, or fashion is figure out how big is this Cody and and Rock thing gonna be? And do they add Roman?
Huge.
Or how big is this Seth and Punk thing gonna be? And when they add Roman, how big and how long is that gonna go? And if we kind of look at it and circle back, I think the thing about Seth and Roman is he's got to get that receipt, that lick back.
Yeah.
You know, that's wrestling, period. He's gonna have to get that lick back. That's the name of the game. I'm not gonna let you walk too far without knowing that I'm still here waiting on you to go ahead and do what I need to do. So now we have to kind of look at where he just fits. And I'm like this, I'll wait. Give me a couple Mondays, I'll wait. But you have to do something with that primetime player come soon, because at the end of the day, we don't have too many more pay-per-views until WrestleMania. So one of these shows
Chris Simon, you hop in there.
Sure. Well, and what I think is kind of unique about this period here is you've got 7 weeks, which is a lifetime in wrestling to build up that card. I think Roman could slide in. I agree with you, George. I think Roman could slide in half a dozen places and probably be okay. He could go after Drew, right? Like because Drew has been bringing up his name. Like he could fight. Why couldn't you start something with Logan Paul? Right? Like, and that's the other thing too is if we're looking at adding somebody else to that group, well, look at what that group is. Essentially, what their entire mantra is that we are more powerful than you. That we essentially run everything. Well, who is Logan Paul? Right? Like this is a guy with a huge social media presence, a billionaire, right? Who owns Prime. Maybe he's someone that you look at adding into that mix as somebody who can also work too, right? Because we don't know when The Rock is showing up. We don't know how often Cena is going to wrestle. Like I don't think he's gonna wrestle weekly anymore. So you need somebody, I think, that can kind of be that working face of that group, and maybe it is time for Logan Paul to kind of do that. He said he's gonna be full time. Why not him?
Y'all know something. Y'all too. The two Canadians. Y'all are look. I'm not saying I don't
Country,
like
you're
Logan
up next.
Paul thing, but Logan Paul for me, he's just
I don't think that would be enough of a swerve for anybody to get behind that. Like if Logan Paul would turn, it'd be like
he does add heat though. He adds a lot of heat to that.
I'm not saying he don't.
But if he comes in and costs Cody Rhodes the match, I'm gonna be mad. I'm turning the TV up. I'm mad.
Well, I think somebody is. Somebody's gonna like. I think that's. But anyway, Country Boy, you're up next. Sorry.
I want to throw this in, and I just thought about it. CM Punk did not quit in the match. Can he use that as an excuse of I never gave up? He's already said it on Raw, right? Didn't he say it on Raw?
Yeah.
That I never tapped out, I never gave up. Can he use that angle as I never really lost?
No. You know, in my mind,
the only referee's discretion
is that pipe bomb angle. If he was to take that pipe bomb angle and revamp it in a little bit of a way, that'd be.
They got to clear this. Seth and Punk has to be. I think it has to be cleared up before WrestleMania.
Yes.
Let them fight one more time and get that out. Just get that out.
If we talking about fights, they brought that shit Monday night.
That was awesome.
They said,
what a way to start the show.
Camera rolling. All right, I'm going to beat his ass. It was no talking, and I loved every minute. I felt like 97 was back, baby. Like, you ain't had a motherfucker come out there and say, look, you know how they always wait in the ring? They waiting on the motherfucker to come in the ring and shit, and they getting nose to nose, and then they might tangle up. You know the people going to break that shit up. But them brawls from the entrance to the goddamn table, all the way in the crowd coming back, that's what the fuck I'm talking goddamn about. That's when we motherfuckers was really fighting. They were just gonna let them have it. And I think the way they started off the show after Elimination Chamber was perfect, because the Raw after Mania, I mean, everybody's kind of buzzing to see what happens after that. It hasn't been a buzz like that after a pay-per-view for a while. And so kind of, Elimination Chamber brought a lot of things because when you have a John Cena heel turn, that's pretty fucking big. Nobody's going to forget this Elimination Chamber, just like nobody forgets Bash at the Beach. So I want y'all to understand this is a big moment that we lived. And I want y'all to understand also going forward that now Monday Night Raw is going to have a big moment every week. And now we got to watch and see and got to put the pieces together. So that Seth and CM Punk thing going to keep going. When Roman Reigns decide to come back, that's gonna stir up some more shit. Like, I don't know if they keep doing the bloodline thing right now because it's not necessarily dead, but it's quiet. It's quiet over there.
It's
Not
not
saying that
needed.
it's done, but it's quiet. And I think, like you said, Chris, it's not
As long
necessarily
as
needed.
Jacob Fatu's on the card, I'm happy.
Jacob
I
has
think
to
they're
play the
pushing.
card.
I think they're pushing for Jacob and Solo to fight some way.
Yeah.
Some way, somehow, yeah, they're gonna get that.
So
That's
that's
gonna
fine.
be the way it goes,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the
Yeah.
idea of that.
Can I ask a question of the room? Okay, John Cena has turned heel for first time in 25 years. What does that first promo, what does he look like? What is he wearing? Is it a new theme song?
Oh,
Is it a black suit? Do we got hair plugs now? What does John Cena as a heel look like right now? What does it look like in your eye? I can see a black suit looking. He's never done that before.
I got him real
Celtics
fancy
jersey.
like the Raw.
Celtics jersey.
I got him real fancy.
They're
like
in the
Rock.
garden.
Not
He's going to be
one of
wearing a
those
Celtics jersey.
I don't know. I want to see him come out playing air guitar.
I mean,
What the fuck?
yeah, why not? A little air guitar. Get
Into
him
a
a little
Cody
air
belt.
guitar match. Yeah,
He comes out playing.
something like that.
Eric Bischoff hanging off his shoulder.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
why not?
Bring him
You know,
back.
give him a little smile, a little Eric smile.
He'll probably have a suit on. He'll probably look Hollywood.
I want him to look real Hollywood. That'd be great. That'd be real. And he has to have a new thing. And I'm not talking about, look, for some reason, social media has adapted that the heel version of John Cena is basically the Doctor of Thugonomics. They basically want that to be it. And I'm like, bro, the Doctor of
No, you can't do that
was a
anymore.
crowd pleaser. And it was not necessarily something that a heel could actually pull off and be, because everybody's going to love it. He's going to be one of those people who kind of tries to get the crowd involved. But the new John Cena, I want it to be something like, no, I don't fuck with you Make-A-Wish kids. I'm not looking for the Cody Crybabies. I'm not looking for none of that shit. I'm here to go ahead and make my last title run my best title run. And it's the one I don't need y'all for. And so that'll be the best promo he can actually cut. Just kind of how he doesn't necessarily need the fans to do exactly what he's been wanting to do for the last few years.
How does the promo sound, George? Like, is this promo different? Is it more
serious
directed towards? Yeah, is it more serious?
Serious. It's definitely a more serious promo. There's not any jokes. There's not any smiling. I don't even think he kind of plays into the crowd very, very much because he doesn't want to go ahead and seem like the person who's interacting with him. Or if he does interact with him, it's not necessarily like The Rock interacts with him. You know, The Rock could interact with you and tell you to shut up. I don't think that's going to be John Cena. I don't think he's going to necessarily be that bad, but I think he's going to be to the point where he's going to demand his respect.
I think that first promo, he's going to explain why he did it.
Of course. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's going to be serious. I honestly think he comes out wearing a black suit. Black suit, black tie.
I'm seeing a black suit, man.
Yeah, just
no George, no tennis shoes.
No,
like
black
some
suit,
business.
and just as
like
Bobby
Lashley in the Hurt Business type suit, like the Hurt Business kind of feel.
Yeah, just a suit, and there's no Gaga, there's none. It like he'll do one of those for some gimmick, but I think he's going to be serious business, and that's because I think if he's going to do it, I mean, he bloodied the freaking, super baby face. He bloodied him, left him laying, foot in his head. Like, he can't come out and be like telling nursery rhymes. He's got to come out just, serious business. And I think that's what we see. And I'm seeing a black suit. So he'll, take the over. He'll bet, that he's coming out in jorts.
Well, he said in that one interview, I know it was like a year ago, but he said he was going to do everything the opposite. So everything that he did, as you know, loyalty, hustle, loyalty, respect, all that stuff, he said he's gonna do everything the opposite. So he'll probably revamp that because that was then. But he said because they were about to do it when he first faced The Rock, he was gonna do it, but they scrapped it. But I think he'll probably just revamp that and just do everything opposite.
Okay, so I have a conspiracy. I'm sorry, Chris. I have a conspiracy that Rock is the new Mr. McMahon character.
Oh yeah,
the new corporate guy. So I kind of see it as John Cena being like the corporate Rock. I also kind of see it as like the 2-man power trip with Stone Cold and Triple H that was kind of cut short because Triple H injured himself.
Yeah.
Is there a Vegas screw job in the works soon to really, really push this over as we are really, really villains? Could there be a Rock making the referee? He controlled the referee last year at night 1 and told him, if you count to 3 or you disqualify me, I got your job. Is there something like that about to happen? Like this got to be big, man. It got to be something off the wall.
You know,
George, before you go, let Chris get in there. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, Chris,
Chris. I'll cut you off. I'm sorry, Chris.
No. Well, and I mean, to that point, right? Cody really doesn't lose. So you've got to do something, I think, extraordinary to get that belt off of him to make it believable. So I completely agree with you. I think it's going to be really dirty, but I mean, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
Let me ask y'all a question. Who's the second biggest babyface in WWE right now?
Probably Punk, I would think.
Yeah, probably Punk.
If not Roman, I guess.
Okay. On Raw, outside of Punk, who's the biggest babyface?
Jey Uso.
What have they been doing? They've been putting shit in front of our face and just putting it right in front of us. What is Jey Uso's play right now?
You can't win the big one.
That his back is against the wall. What if? Okay, he wins against Gunther. Night 2, he comes out. He's coming to help Cody Rhodes, and he turns on him.
Well, I don't know, man.
That's killing your merch right there. I don't think he's gonna want that.
That's a big merch kill. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the only thing about Jey Uso is the hype that he has now is making him bigger than what he's ever been at any point.
He's gonna get his moment. I think is the whole crowd doing the whole thing. He's gonna get that at WrestleMania.
He can get both. He can get it night 1 and then night 2.
I don't know if they do that though.
You can't turn them like that, man. That's crazy. I like what you're doing, but
I think the thing with the WWE lately too is that they've done such a good job of making the character moves make sense, and I don't see that making sense in the moment. Even the John Cena turn, I could see him coming out and saying something like, I hadn't won a match in 5 years or whatever the case is. Meanwhile, I was dedicated to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I was doing all of these good things to people, and it got me nowhere. And I have limited time left. I need to do this. I need to win that championship. I'm going to do it at all costs. That, to me, at least makes sense. I don't see Jey turning heel making any sense right now.
But I can see Jey Uso saying, nobody wanted me to win the Royal Rumble. Y'all didn't believe in me at all.
I can see it, but I don't see where that goes after that. That's the thing. Like, I can see him turning heel, but the thing about him turning heel is he turns heel against all the heels that he's already facing. Who's the babyface there?
Yeah, he's
too many heels, too many. If it's
unless you double turn Gunther,
right? And then Gunther goes babyface, and then it's like everything that he's done over the last weeks.
You know, though, here's the thing, though, the Jey Uso thing. You talk about the babyface, like if Jey Uso is the world champion on Raw, and John Cena is the world champion on SmackDown with The Rock running everything, if that's what you went with, the guy I'm bringing over to work with Jey Uso right out of the chute is Jacob Fatu, because that's money. Because that guy's going to be a uber babyface. You're just getting ready. But I don't think they go that way right now. But that's
I can see Roman in there kind of playing big brother to everybody. Like, y'all gotta stop this shit. We family. Like, we gotta stop this shit. We family. You know, there's always that one moment that they have where they had that moment of clarity. So yeah, no, I can see it. But my thing with John Cena is I want them, and this is just a desire, not necessarily saying they're gonna do this shit, but leading up to WrestleMania, I want them to kind of implement some of the NWO tactics. Catch a motherfucker backstage. I'm waiting on somebody to do something like that. Like when The Rock did what he did with Cody in the beginning to kind of show that John Cena was going to be a primetime player in this whole thing, when he had Cody outside by the 18-wheelers, just giving him shit. Old NWO tactics. I'm not saying you got to line the motherfucker up and throw him into a goddamn trailer outside in the back, but we can kind of, get some of the, John, y'all got to stop this. This is not who you are. I want that. I want the people to kind of be shocked that he's doing stuff like this. Because if you think about it, John Cena has been, over the years, they've been, the heels over the years of the company have been bloodying John Cena the fuck up every time they got. It goes from Brock Lesnar to The Miz to Triple H to Umaga to JBL even. Hell, Randy Orton. Like, I feel like that is one of the things that you can kind of say that's going to help his little heel run too, is that anybody that he can come across, whether it be Randy in the match, whether it be Punk, whether it be Rollins, whether it be anybody making a guest appearance, like I want him to be a heel for real. Like I want them to have a guest appearance by a legend, and John Cena goes out there and fucks him up. That'd be perfect heel action to me.
Hogan.
if Hogan was to come out there,
he can't walk to the ring.
I put it to you like this:
you can barely walk to the entrance.
Hogan walk to the ring right now, and John Cena's on his heel run. Hulk Hogan's still a bigger heel right now, and he ain't even trying. And all he's trying to do is sell beer. That's all he want to do. Don't nobody want to hear this shit.
So
I got two quick ones. We all agree WrestleMania 17 was like one of the best build-ups of all time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Austin Rock. Can we get one of those sit downs that Austin and Rock did with Jim Ross? Maybe with Michael Cole. And Cena hits that the same thing that Stone Cold did. I don't want to beat you, Rock. I need to beat you, Cody. I have to beat you to get like, you remember Stone Cold? That was one of the realest promos of all time. On a professional level, I need to beat you. On a personal level, I just need to beat you. I want to see a real motivation. It has to make sense. The motivation for Cena finally turning heel after 20 years has to make complete sense to where you be like, yeah, well, he did do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is the most Make-A-Wish guy. He's always on the road. He's always on the TV shows. He's always promoting. He has been that guy. It makes sense. And he hasn't won in 5 years. Okay, John, you got a case.
He's the fucking Raiders.
So, the other question is this. I got Cena winning at WrestleMania. I got a couple reign by SummerSlam. Who takes this from him? Is it Cody? Is it Roman? Is it Punk? Who's big enough to stop Rock and Cena alone? Like, everybody want to add another person. Like, no, get through Rock and Cena. Like, that's crazy right there. It has to be you have to be a huge guy. You can't just be a guy.
Well, supposedly they're supposed to have a pay-per-view named after him at the end of the year called Ruthless Aggression. Yeah, called Ruthless Aggression.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear that. My bad.
Yeah,
I love Jey Uso. Jey Uso is not going to be the one that brings down Rock and Cena. He's not that big.
No.
I mean, you game the guys though. Punk, Roman.
It's not to be one of them.
Yeah,
or Cody.
Cody.
It has to be one of those guys.
Maybe Seth on the other. Drew McIntyre.
Drew, maybe. Yeah.
One of maybe on the outside chance. Like
Drew about to be facing Damian Priest. He about to start his feud with him. So
Do you think they build a faction to beat, The Rock and Cena?
Well, Seth is definitely
the
Seth is
bloodline,
definitely in that.
That's what I'm saying.
Is not doing anything right now, and
All
they're
right,
good
Chris.
guys.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He could get Big Jim and Jey Uso and then come try to help out Cody at WrestleMania. They ain't doing shit. Big Jim ain't been really on TV like that because of the injury. And then, of course, Jey Uso
Jacob Fatu to turn it babyface.
And then once you got Jacob Fatu to turn babyface, I'm not saying fuck Roman, but everybody's been waiting on that shit. So, and then of course they want to see him and Roman side by side rather than, I'll put it to you like this: you want to see Roman and Jacob Fatu in the ring together, whether they fighting each other or fighting with each other. So, I'll take that over anything any day. I'll take that as a great interjection into the Cody and Rock realms, because like I say, The Rock is in this and he's still a part of that family, so that's easy. You had last year.
Give us Rock and Roman. They just say fuck it and give us Rock and Roman. Finally.
That's what I'm pushing for that. Like that's what I would rather see.
That's Rock, man.
If you're gonna do it, you got to do it within the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Rock ain't got that many matches left in him. You got to. If you're gonna do it, you got to hurry up and do it.
And Roman ain't no spring chicken himself.
Roman's a part-time guy right now. Already.
Everybody.
I ain't seen Roman in 3 months.
He ain't no spring chicken himself. So.
Rock and Roman is about to become goddamn Stranger Things. We ain't never getting that shit.
Bro, I've seen CM Punk take 3 curb stomps in the Elimination Chamber. He was back the next night. Roman been out. He took 2 and he's been out for 6 months.
He's like 2 curb stomps. That's it.
What's going on?
Hell no.
No, Roman need to hurry up. Roman need to hurry up and come back. I'm starting to miss Roman a little bit.
That's why I think he comes back next week for sure.
Yeah, I think they're gonna, and it's gonna mean something when he does. Like that.
I think he should lay out Punk and Seth in New York. Come in, lay them both out. I owe both of y'all.
I think he owes Seth.
And that could set up that triple threat.
That's been a long time, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the favor. He hired fucking Roman to take out Seth Rollins and Punk wins the match and
that would be a good ass favor. Like you got Roman comes out, don't say shit, and just kind of walks into the ring. Everybody's like, "What happened?" It's Superman punch Seth Rollins, and he looks at fucking CM Punk, just rolls out the ring, and then
he says, "You're welcome."
Yeah, he says, "You're welcome," and
that's your favor or something like
that. Paul Heyman, that's your favor. Something like that. That'd be good wrestling cinema. That's gonna keep the people actually excited. I think that'll be what we can actually call for. But it's the one thing that is the question of until WrestleMania. It ain't about The Rock, Roman, or John Cena. It's honestly about what they build up until then, because we can't really put everything together right now. And I love that. I love that wrestling is at this point where we can honestly have a whole show today based off the possibility. Because for the last few years, I'm not going to say wrestling has not been exciting, but the build up to get to this point has been immensely better than what we've actually had over the last 10 years.
Last year or this year was good, but like 2008 to 2022 was just absolute garbage.
It was hard to watch.
But so we have to do a top 5, of course. So we're gonna segue into this.
We got 5 people.
Yeah, everybody 5 people. So everyone can throw one in. The top 5 John Cena feuds. Obviously, John Cena turned heel. So, Country Boy, kick us off. Give us your number 1 John Cena feud.
Man. Because I want to say a guy that's no longer in the company. That was a good one. I will go Cena Orton. That goes way back from to OVW, right? They go way back, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think him and Orton, they got some good ones. Him and Orton got some good ones. So
Yeah.
I was gonna say the other guy down in AEW, but I don't know if you guys want. We'll talk about honorable mentions if nobody says.
Penalize the
Oh, yeah,
man.
you know what it is.
Damn, you can put him on the list.
So, Chris
Vince McMahon in
Simon,
the dude.
Chris Simon, your number one John Cena feud.
Well, so I mean, I was kind of like you, John. I didn't watch a ton of wrestling, from basically about kind of 2007 until, just picking it up a couple of years ago. Like it just, I just wasn't all that interested. But one match that has always kind of stood out to me from John Cena was the one where he just got decimated by Brock Lesnar and like just went to Suplex City. And I thought it might not have been his best feud, but it certainly was quite memorable. And I think you always hear that John Cena wouldn't put over guys. But the fact that he just allowed Brock Lesnar to completely steamroll him in a match, I think says an awful lot about who he is and how much he cared about the company and the product. So I'll go with Brock Lesnar.
All right.
And he suggested that too. That was John Cena's suggestion that Brock just squash him.
Mm-hmm.
He got one of his best promos against Brock Lesnar early in his career.
Yeah.
Against Brock.
Yeah. Him and Brock they had some good back and forth.
Chris Style, who's your John Cena feud?
Country one just X my man. I'm gonna say the man's name. Edge. God damn it.
Cope. Good old Cope.
My man cashed in on Cena in New York Revolution 2006. Cashed in on him, took his title from him, and he went to the man's home, childhood home, and slapped his pops.
He did do that.
It don't get no more rival than that player. So yeah, I'm gonna put my man Edge in there.
Canadian, just down the road. I interviewed Edge once for the paper. And this
the ultimate opportunities.
Yeah. George, John Cena feud. Who is it?
I always bring the curveball to the table. Everybody know that. Everybody know I ain't going, with y'all. Y'all do your own thing. I'm over here. So I'm gonna take JBL as one of the greatest feuds with John Cena. That motherfucker put on a goddamn show. You talking about somebody who can go and have an I Quit match with somebody? That's the motherfucker to have it. JBL could have any match he wanted to with John Cena. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that kind of alludes more to JBL than it does John Cena, because JBL has been in a little bit of everything. Cowbell matches, boxing matches where they had shit on a pole that he had to go grab and beat a motherfucker with. Like, bro, y'all sleep. JBL is probably one of the best in history. I be caping for JBL on this show, and I'll be like, did y'all really watch this man? Because he was the business. Like,
he's a wrestling god.
Wrestling god. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that's one of the best gimmicks I've ever seen in wrestling history. Y'all can call it what y'all like, but him and JBL had a feud that actually lasted a little bit longer than a lot of people would actually kind of pay attention to. It started off with the United States Championship, and then all of a sudden, John Cena made this stupid ass spinner belt. And then, of course, JBL hated that shit. You take your belts, you put your spinners on them. Yeah, he made it seem like it was just the worst thing in the world. So I'll take that feud over anybody.
Well, last but least,
that's a good one.
I'm going. This one is sentimental, but for me, it's my favorite John Cena match. Is the feud with Umaga, and the match they had at the Rumble, and I think it was 2007. I loved Umaga. He was just such a amazing talent, and I just thought they had incredible matches, and just Umaga was athletic enough to kind of work with Cena, and Cena's power worked, and that match they had was just unbelievable. So for me, I know it's not maybe the Rock and stuff, but for me, I always loved that feud with Umaga. So yeah.
Honorable mention. Can we do at least Kurt Angle rapping with John Cena? It's kind of one of the that was a moment. Kurt Angle's amazing, but they had some good. And Kurt made John step his game up wrestling wise too, because you got to bring it if you're doing good in there with Kurt.
Cena's first match on TV was with Kurt. Remember when?
I also throw in the Nexus. Can I throw the Nexus in too?
You can definitely throw the Nexus in there. Wade Barrett was definitely one of those ones.
Yeah, Wade Barrett.
So, but before we get to the honorable mentions, let's rank these. We got Cena Orton, Cena Lesnar, Edge versus Cena, JBL, and Cena versus Umaga. I put Umaga at 5. I think that's fair to do that.
They didn't get to finish.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
So what's number 4?
I want to go Orton at 4. I want to go. My pick was 4 because he had some classics with Orton, and I like Brock versus Cena. That's like top 2 for me.
Brock and Cena is tough.
So I'll take 4 with Orton.
I'll take Randy at 4, JBL at 3.
I always thought Orton was number 1.
The reason why I don't put Orton at number 1 is because John squashed that nigga every fucking time. That was the thing. Randy only won because of defaults. And then there was every match that him and John had, John overpowered him every time. It wasn't really a rivalry at a point. It was just
didn't he handcuff Cena, and then Cena didn't Cena break the handcuffs or something?
Yeah, like it was a lot of shit. Like,
I'm gonna go.
Randy did against him as far as the most memorable matches because he did the most to try to defeat him. But it wasn't a feud in my mind. Like I say, John Cena squashed him a couple of matches, and it was just like Randy wouldn't go away. So that's why I put Randy at 4.
Chris Simon, do you want to wade in here?
Yeah.
Who would be 4 for you?
Sorry, what was that?
Who would be 4? Who would you have it for? We got Randy Orton out there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know George likes JBL a lot. I was never a big JBL fan, so
I know y'all not. I know
Texas.
y'all not.
That's my number 4, but
JBL.
I think JBL legitimized. I think he legitimized Cena because they started from like the U.S. title all the way up.
He went to the World Heavyweight Championship.
That was like one of his first major feuds, wasn't it?
Exactly. That was one of.
It was. Well,
I think Brock is clearly number 1, though. I really think Brock is the. I think that's number 1.
Chris,
so.
Style, why do you think Orton's won? You threw out Orton.
I just think they got history. I just think the history between the two. Like,
yeah.
I just think if you think of Cena, like his biggest rivalry, I just think it's always been Orton. I don't know. Just people I know, when we talk about biggest rivalries, we always say Orton is his biggest rivalry, but I could be wrong.
Hey Chris, the Chiefs and Raiders got history, but who's winning that matchup most of the time?
Thank you.
But it's still a rivalry. You still want to whoop that ass.
It's still a rivalry, though.
In my mind, it ain't a robbery. Like somebody said that. To be a rival, you got to actually compete, and that ain't a rivalry.
But I bet you Christmas was fucked up 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Fair point.
I was that
day. Fucked up 2 years ago.
I'll settle for Randy at 4. I'll go Randy at 4, Ed 3.
Hey, hold on 1 second. Randy at 4. We got JBL at 4. We got JBL at 4, and we got Randy at 4.
Say it's Randy. We put Randy.
So I'm the tiebreaker here, which is a terrible place to be. I am
the one that we got to pick is John.
Like mine was 5, so I knew I was coming up the rear. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. Like, I love JBL, but I kind of agree that Orton and Randy kind of was longer. Orton and Cena was kind of longer term. So I may, but like, so But to be nice to George, I'll just say, fuck it. Just put JBL at like whatever. That
I'm not about to bully nobody on this show. No. We can definitely put JBL at 4. I'm not about to.
Maybe
look,
I would.
I'm not pulling up nobody's house.
It's your show,
Okay.
George. We're gonna put
Yeah.
Randy on that phone, man.
Look,
No. JBL at
maybe I have to
4,
go at 4,
Edge at
Randy
3.
at 3.
And then we got Orton at Cena at 2, and then I think some people here, I like the Brock pick as his number one.
got
Well, yeah, Brock, that was a great pick, Chris. I kind of want Edge at 2 though, because they did do a lot of things. They did the live nudity on TV angle too.
Yeah, I agree.
John Cena broke up their wedding. They did a lot of Edge and Cena did a lot of stuff.
I'm okay with that.
Spinning belt in the water.
And Edge kind of got unlike Randy, Edge kind of got some wins in there too.
Yeah,
Randy didn't get a lot of wins in there, and that was my pick. So don't argue with me.
I like. Okay. So this is it. I mean, the top 5 as we've selected it, which is gospel, right? Is number 5 Umaga, 4 is JBL, 3 is Cena and Orton, 2 is Edge, and 1 is Brock Lesnar and John Cena. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who disagree.
I ain't mad at that.
Now honorable mentions. I got one. Kurt Angle, of course. We got the Nexus. I got to throw out the Mark Henry one where he did the fucking retirement angle. I always love that. Even though it led to a match and stuff, so that was good. So that's always mine. Yeah, George.
Y'all gonna hate this honorable mention because y'all feel. I feel like people hate this person more than they should. The Miz didn't do nothing wrong to nobody, but he's one of John Cena's greatest feuds because, of course, him and John Cena always had it just out for each other. He knew he was better than John. He knew he was better than half the people he was in the ring with. It's just the fact that everybody loved everybody else, and the Miz was just that dude who was like, "I hate everybody. I hate it all. I hate you. I hate your smile. Hate how you let them kids." Like he was the ultimate hater. So yes, I would give him the honorable mention for me today.
Can I suggest?
Me? Honestly, George, I love that pick. John and I were actually talking off camera the other day about, and I was trying to make the case. I think that the Miz should be included in this Rock Cena thing because he's Hollywood. But
hold on.
He's Walmart bargain bin Hollywood.
Hold on.
He's like,
hold on.
Come on.
See, John, you can't be a hater because that's an actually good idea. Because who is the Miz's greatest tag team partner? R-Truth.
Maybe you're right. There we go.
It just comes full circle, baby.
He can't take bumps. He can take bumps. They need someone to take bumps. So
they do.
What if R-Truth?
You want to talk about a guy who can get in there and work every week and have a pretty good match? Like the Miz is the guy, right?
I agree.
And can cut a good promo.
Mm-hmm.
Very good promos.
Can I add Alberto Del Rio to the John Cena?
Yeah, let me get sweet chili Alberto Del Rio over here. Goddamn.
Del Rio, my bad. I said
Alberto Del Rio's. God damn it.
They had a back and forth, didn't they?
Yeah, before he got fired.
Okay.
Are we adding CM Punk to this?
Yeah, like
yeah.
I still haven't mentioned The Rock, like the original Rock feud.
Triple H.
Triple H too. Triple H actually he won the world title against him. That's what put John Cena over. Like,
hey, that Royal Rumble John Cena at 30. That was an Edge thing too, right? That was a Triple H. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I mean, Cena's had a ton of good feuds. You know, just
Shawn
Michaels. Shawn Michaels a different way. They had the big the match at WrestleMania 27, I think, or 23, and then they had an Iron Man match. They had some good matches.
He made Cena look really good in that Iron Man match.
He can make me look good.
He can make he can make anybody look good. That was the one. Was that the one where they had a triple threat? Michaels, Triple H, and John Cena, and Michael's sweet chin music on Triple H, and John Cena just looking at him like, "What? Like you can do that?"
Yeah. I mean, I turn this motherfucker all the time. That's just Tuesday. Yo, ass. Come on, let's fight. Like that. Like one of the greatest.
George in the
You
blender.
kind of messing up, George. You good?
In the blender.
Guys, I got an idea to wrap up the show because I think we're gonna we'll give everybody a minute and just throw out kind of it doesn't have to be tinfoil hat, but if you got another one, kind of maybe want, need, desire for WrestleMania, and even if it's good, bad, or indifferent. And I don't want to see a six-person tag match for the Intercontinental title. I want to see Braun Breaker actually fight somebody that means something. And that's my hope for WrestleMania. I know it's not a swerve or anything like that, but I'll throw it out there. We'll go this way. Chris Simon, you're up next. What kind of would you like to see, or maybe a swerve you see coming?
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite wrestlers in the world right now is Drew McIntyre. So I just want him to be featured in a good light. I want him to have a prominent role. I don't know exactly where it's going right now, but the dude can just work. I love him so much. So I really hope he gets credits, and he lies down for almost everybody they faces, right? Like he lost the feud with Punk. He he gets his butt handed to him. He was the first out of the chamber. I'd like to see him get some props, I think.
Hey,
George,
Chris, what do you
Sorry.
consider a prominent night, Chris? Night 1 or night 2?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Is there even anything to suggest, whether more people tune into one night over the other, or like, I mean, to me, traditionally, Sunday night has always been pay-per-view night, right? So
Right. Yeah.
I would say Sunday, but I don't have anything other than a bit of nostalgia to go off of, I guess.
I want to see him kill Damian Priest. Like, I think he's got to finish him. Really make a statement, because I just don't. To me, I agree with you, Chris. He's fantastic, and I think they've kind of. Maybe I'm just not a huge Damian Priest fan. I don't see it as a huge feud for Drew. I think he should be somewhere else on the card. That's just me, if that's what they're going with. But if I'm doing it, I'm having him crush it. So, George, you're up next.
Honestly, I think a primetime player in the WWE has been lying dormant for a little too long. AJ Styles needs to make some noise.
Yes.
I think that he's back healthy. He's back on the scene. It's time to have AJ Styles back in the main event.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't. Nah, I just say, look, AJ Styles just has to be back in the main event within the next 6 months with me, because he is too big to be playing sideline anybody right now. And I know John Cena is making his title run, and Jey Uso is doing this. No, you can insert AJ Styles anywhere because he's just that damn good. So
He and Gunther would have good match.
Oh, that true. You talking about? I cut the TV off on everybody else, because that's real wrestlers giving real wrestling. Not gonna lie, Gunther being a power guy, and then AJ Styles being a high flyer with a little bit of power himself. That's a match. That's a good ass match for a belt. Like I say, I just want to see AJ back in the spotlight. I kind of miss him. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little biased.
Look like they trying to go AJ and Logan Paul, but
Yeah.
Which would be a better thing for Logan Paul than it would be AJ Styles, but
Logan brings star power. Country, you're up next. What do we got?
I'm gonna go on the other side. I'm gonna go with the women. I think I was in the mindset that Bianca was the mastermind behind the Jade Cargill attack. I have moved off that point recently, and there's a lady that I think she doesn't have too much to do, and she can help Jade Cargill have a great match, and her name is Bayley. I would love to see Bayley school Jade Cargill and make her a great wrestler in the ring. I think they could put on some bangers. This is like she's gonna squash Naomi at WrestleMania, but I kind of want Bailey to be like the mastermind and get in the ring with Jade Cargill and make her a real star. If anybody could do it.
Bad Bailey was good. Like short haircut, soccer mom cut Bailey.
In that thing.
Dragging it. But anyway, I wanted Bailey to win the last 2 women pay-per-views. If you got to go back to the shows that Bailey was supposed to perform in, the Elimination Chamber, the Royal Rumble, I actually had Bailey actually winning it because I feel like Bailey's the biggest star in what they're actually kind of shuffling. And the women's division is starting to get to a point to where they're so big, they kind of need those other belts to kind of solidify who's at the top and who's at the bottom. So
I got an idea.
I think Bailey had transitioned into that vet. Like you put her, okay, I want to test somebody. I really want to make them look good. I put him in the ring with William Regal. She's higher than William Regal, but you put him in the ring with certain people.
Whoa.
To test where they are.
Let's not pull that gun too fast on Willie. Relax.
William Regal was a great wrestler, but he was never.
I'm saying that. I'm saying
George, stop. He was never a superstar. He was.
He was a great
talent.
He was
never. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He never
was a world heavyweight champion, caliber. But at the same
when you
time,
wanted to test your new stars, when you wanted to test Goldberg, you threw him in there with William Regal. When you wanted to test Stunning, whatever, you threw him in there with William Regal. You know what I'm saying?
Regal was a mark that you can say that was said. The reason why I say you can't compare her to William Regal in the sense of where she is in talent and where he is in talent. He's a more professional wrestler that is a benchmark to other wrestlers. She's a more of a carrying the company as far as a woman type wrestler. You would never ask William Regal to carry the company. That's why I say they don't compare. I'm not saying that as far as them being the bar is not where you can compare them, but the type of wrestler he is and the type of wrestler she is kind of a little bit different.
Well, she got to be the bar. She kind of got to be the bar in the women's wrestling, right?
That's why they put her against Roxanne.
She's a standard. That's what I'm saying. Bailey's a standard in the women's wrestling.
She's part of the four horsemen.
Wouldn't you say that would be Natalia?
Yeah, but Natalia don't be around that much, man. She's starting to fade out too.
Hold on, she's starting to fade out, but every match she has is with one of the younger talents. It's not necessarily with anybody upstairs.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm moving Bailey into her role.
Exactly. Well, we can say that. I'll take that.
Yeah, we can compromise with that.
Exactly.
I like Natalia, but I think she's being pushed into
that role.
Other role. Yeah.
She never got over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
William Regal.
Why did she never get over? I
don't know.
Canadian talk about that one day.
She tried everything, surgery, all kinds of stuff. Changed her look, it just didn't work.
He said she tried surgery. And
she did, man. She tried everything. Tried to change her look sexy. It just didn't work.
Speaking of the women's division,
you rest your ass out there.
Somebody just came back that is a primetime player who wasn't in really anything this weekend. Charlotte Flair. Where do we fitting her at? Because of course
she's gonna beat Tiffy time.
Yeah, she's facing Tiffany.
Tiffy.
That's not gonna last long. She's gonna take that belt from that girl, and then what? Okay, we know what's gonna happen with that.
That's the consensus.
I thought of an idea
that's what I'm saying. Where's this going after that? We already know that.
She's gonna hold the belt for about a whole year.
You might have to let Tiffy win this at WrestleMania, bro.
I actually agree with you, Country. I think she should.
It might be a Charlotte made a mistake and Charlotte was playing with her food, same way Gunther lost to Sammy. Something like that.
Yeah.
Have her cheat to win. So I have an idea based on the today. You saw that Becky Lynch tweeting AJ Lee. If you want to extend that feud, could you do a mixed tag at WrestleMania with Becky Lynch and Becky Lynch and what's her name? What's his name? Seth Rollins.
AJ is the wild card in that situation.
But if you could get, because they always talk about her returning, but she had that thing said, AJ, you might have to be the one who comes back. There was that tease. I'm just
I just think she was using it.
Yeah,
No, I know, but Becky Lynch is coming back. I'm just saying that'd be a big time match.
Becky.
They have been hitting at AJ for ever since
A
Punk
long
came
time.
back.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the pop that AJ Lee would get if she popped out and you heard that damn music and see her skip into the ring, that's bigger than CM Punk coming from AEW.
She would blow a roof off, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
that'd be so,
And I
and it'd
think
be a
that'd be
big
great for
time
the
match.
women's division.
And do what you do with Roman. I think they're going that way, but I keep seeing that. I'm like, I wonder if they're going to put AJ Lee, even AJ Lee against Becky Lynch, as a match would be.
AJ would have to be. She would immediately be in the title picture, like from the day she skipped off the stage.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'd hate the shit out of that for everybody who was on the undercard, because AJ Lee ain't wrestled in the last how many years, and she got called out just to go right back to the top. I'm going to AEW. Fuck y'all. Because guess what? Y'all took my food and cut my lights off for this bitch. She been on Twitter talking shit for 2 years, and hell no. If I was EO Sky, any of them girls, you bet your bottom dollar I'm jumping ship.
I don't see that.
So last Chris Style, you're gonna give her a last one, then we're gonna wrap this baby up.
I'm gonna actually piggyback off of what Country said with the Bianca Belair situation. I actually think she is the mastermind. I think we're here for a Bianca Belair heel turn. You notice that she really ain't really tripping about the Jade Cargill beatdown. Girl is just out there chilling. She just hanging out. It's just kind of like whatever. I got a match to contemplate. Man, you just saw your peoples get into it. Like, I'll be fucked up in the head right now. A couple of my homies just got into it, and I'm concentrating on I know I got a match, but shit, my peoples just got into it. So, yeah, I think she's the mastermind. I think we about to get a Bianca heel turn, and I think her character needs it. Like, we got enough of the baby face. She needs to switch up. So, yeah. I'm interested to see how the Rhea Ripley situation, her promo at the end of the show was real, like one of them real promos. I loved it, and I want to see if they insert her into the match somehow. But that's going to be interesting how they tell that story. So.
She had a promo at the end of Raw?
Rhea? Yeah, they interviewed her.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, go look at it,
bro.
Yeah,
go watch that.
Yeah, go watch it, bro.
Go watch
I did not see that. Thanks, Chris. I did not see that. I just after EO won, I turned it off.
Well, it was surprising. It was surprising, but no, it's on the Twitter page. But yeah,
appreciate that.
That's
I'm
gonna be a triple threat match. They're not gonna let that go.
Yeah,
I'm ready for the women's division to kind of do that too. So yeah, I'm with y'all on that.
There's so much talent these days. We have an abundance of talent on the women and the men, bro.
It's been a while,
and they starting to get the tag team division together a little bit.
Yeah,
they need it. I think they need some fresh blood there. I like the American made guys.
I like the War Raiders.
Me too.
I'm not gonna lie.
I do too.
I like what they're doing. So underrated. Albar is so underrated, bro.
Yeah. They need
some his size.
Yeah,
John, you see?
No, he's fine, but they need some new talent to work with. They need some different tag teams to work with. I think they need to really add some injection.
Yeah. Raw needs some new tag teams. SmackDown got good tag teams. They good where they at.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially if you're gonna split Waller and Theory up, which they've been teasing for. Yeah. Just turn Theory baby face. Come on, man. Stop playing. Just do it.
A babyface turn on Theory might, boost his career right now.
They've been teasing it for 6 months. Just do it.
Just go in, do it, and make him a little, a babyface shine, give him a little pop, and he'll be all right.
Well, gentlemen, we're going to call it a night because I think everyone's got to get to sleep. But thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for everybody who watched tonight. It was an awesome show. We appreciate it. George, wrap it up.
Well, as y'all see, the panel was here. We had a lot of discussions today about the Elimination Chamber. Last little tidbits of Raw. What I always say, like, share, subscribe, come talk to us on the timeline. We got some arguments that we are willing to place. Next show, we got to see what we got. I don't know if anybody's coming back after today because we talked a lot of shit. I'm not going to lie. So if I made an enemy today, I'm sorry. But at the same time, man, come back. Show us some love. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.
Yeah.
Do the JBL again. Do it.